Hey there, kitty slingers. So the other day, somebody messaged me and asked me if I did classes for beginners. And that really caught me off guard because, again, I don't think of myself as an expert that's out here teaching people, but I do like getting on here and sharing what I do know. So I thought that I would just pick a few tools and talk about what you might need as a beginner and what you might not. And then we'll talk about some of the details and other things you pick up along the way as you're collecting your tools. Ready, Bob? Let's go. All right, these are coming in no particular order. Don't get on me if I leave something out. Just tell me what you want to cover next. But first, the miter saw. And first things first, you may not need one of these at all. This is for making crosscuts. My first, I think, 3 years, I worked with a bare bones DeWalt chop saw. Did not slide, did not bevel, just uppy downy, cutty cutty. And that was fine while I was learning. And like I say, about 3 years later, I upgraded to a sliding compound miter saw. You do not need this out the gate. I think it's a pretty safe bet. Most people would put table saw at number 1 on their list, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I know plenty of people that get by just fine with a circular saw and a straight edge. So if you can't afford to jump right into a table saw, you might be able to get by just fine with one of these. However, you don't need a big ass table saw. Again, when I first started off, I was working on a little skill saw, contractor style table saw. And that's what I learned on for a long time. The difference is, put quality blades in your saw and you'll get better quality results. You do not need a saw stop or some other $4,000 or $5,000 table saw. Do I want a saw stop? Yes. Am I going to be getting one soon? No. Why? Because money, friend. Because money. And this does everything I need it to do. You may not need a miter saw if you're willing to just do your crosscuts on a crosscut sled. All right, this may be where I lose some of you, because I'm going to skip something that is probably on everybody's top 10. And I'm not going to talk about drills, because I'm betting, even if you're just getting started, you probably already have one, because you hung something on the wall once, or you put together some furniture once, or you changed an outlet once, or the other 1,000 things that you do with drills that have nothing to do with woodworking. I've had a drill probably a solid decade before I even thought about getting into woodworking. So I'm not going to talk about these. I bet most of you have them already. All I will say is buy quality bits, buy quality blades. All of your stuff will come out that much better for it. Well, what I am going to talk about is a pocket hole jig. It doesn't have to be Craig. You can go get another version of one of these at the freight. Why would I include pocket hole jig for somebody that's just beginning? Because this does something that few other tools will, and that is give you a sense of satisfaction. There are countless simple little projects out there that you can put together with a couple of pocket holes and a little bit of glue, and you're done. And if you want to get into this, people need that sense of satisfaction. Pocket hole projects are going to give you a low margin for error, a high success rate, high accuracy rate, and a pretty quick sense of satisfaction and accomplishment that you've completed something and you did it well. And that is what's going to keep you coming back. I don't use this near as much as I used to years ago. They don't even sell this model anymore, I don't think. And I have no intention to replace it, because it does everything I need it to do. But I think for those reasons alone, pocket hole jig is well worth the investment. You don't even have to go get the whole rig. You can buy one of these blocks by itself and a clamp and be in business. We're going to talk about these a lot more, but not today. Just know that you need them and you don't have enough. So that's just the tip of the iceberg, I know, but there's way too much to cover in one shot anyway. We'll just keep chipping away at it as we go. Think about other people, Bob. Love you all, no shit.